G'day, everybody. I want to talk about what is really a violent act and what is a human letting out energy, as we've done all our life and we still will for a long time. As if you see a shrink, they will tell you, definitely if you're a kid, because I was seeing one when we were kids, as we played up as brothers and sisters, fought amongst each other, physically, as kids do, as the instincts of human is and how we run. And instead of just telling us what we're not, you work out how to deal with what we are, right? And when it comes to releasing energy, the shrink back then used to tell us that you should beat up a pillow, yell and scream in the pillow to release that energy. Now, I don't know if shrinks have changed much these days than the old days, and we hear a lot has, so they probably have more into the yes ma'am way to satisfy certain people instead of doing the right way when it comes to what we are. And so I used to bash a pillow. It did work when I had the energy. If it was around to get to it, you release it because people can bring on frustration from words and actions and things that happen around you. And it brings up frustration. This is a little bit about what I've been talking about, what the bad guys use against us now, as the laws don't favour us anymore. Don't favour human real actions when it comes to people who are down and out. And the ones that never get down and out and don't know it for real, they can build up all this over years too, being down and out. You will never understand. So these one percenters can technically never understand. They can read about it, hear about it, but you don't know about it till you're in it, right? And so people have to release their frustration, definitely if it's a lot. Now, if they're just doing it every second and they've got no frustration, life's been good, and they're going hitting pillows every time someone talks to them, then they just can't handle anything. And there's some people like that too, right? As you can see in the one percenters, how they moan about the littlest things, right? So when it comes to frustration and someone releasing, so you go in there, if you watch that person hitting that pillow and yelling and screaming, or me as a kid, you would think I'm a crazy dude. You'd think I might be violent, as why is he hitting that pillow? But it's got to do with the things that have been happening. I'm not just hitting the pillow. I'm letting out energy, and if you ask questions, which what shrinks do and stuff, you would find out why they're doing that, right? So when it comes to an adult doing it, so you see an adult do the same thing. Oh, get back to the point of someone walking in. You would think that, hey, definitely these are what we call lefties would say that. You're violent. Okay. Yeah, why didn't you need to do that? I don't do that. I've never done that in my life, as they've never had any real issues over years and felt like something over years. Right? And so they'll put their, opinion in, but it's not true. And they'll put their opinion in and they'll just say it's their opinion, some of these people, which is not good. Which is what I talk about when it comes to judges and the law, and they say you can fight it, but then you can't when you go to speak up, and they can apparently beat you with lies. That doesn't make sense when it comes to science and stuff like that. So when that happens, it's just their way or the highway, like a lot of bad countries out there do and say when it comes to, you're just on drugs, we're gonna kill you for it. It's just our way. It's not the right way. It just is, you know. And we don't all want to get like that. The land of free certainly don't want to get like that, because it's not free then, is it? So you don't want to be hearing that they've got free choices and if you speak, in the end it'll work out. No, not when they get laws like that. In fact, that laws like that, people don't agree, ends up having wars or civil wars. That's how they start. So when it comes to releasing anger and frustration, don't put it down straight away until you know the full story. Always find out more about that person and why they might be doing it. It wasn't just now. Everyone likes to put it in the now. Yes, he's doing this, and 5 minutes ago, that's what triggered him. Yeah, but he's probably already had a bad life. His parents probably beat him. He probably has to do all the chores. He probably doesn't get no pocket money. He's probably had this, you know, and a lot more and a lot worse. Who knows? And if they haven't, they haven't. They're just a one percenter, as I talk about, spoiled little brat. There is them, right? And they're easy to put into place. But try putting it in a place where something you start to speak to them, they tell you why exactly. then you start to feel it. Right? And so a kid, instead of beating up a kid, it's always, the worst thing is when someone actually physically touches someone. That's when it's bad. That's the baddest. And as I got told from shrinks, that's the baddest. Right? Rolling something near them, it's not good. You're scaring them. You haven't physically hurt them yet. Right? So that's not as bad as touching. Yelling and threatening and screaming. That's still not as bad as even throwing something that's getting threatening. You see, so that's down lower again. They're threats. People speak all the time, handle it. Threats. Fuck you, I'll do this, I'll do that. I wish your mother would do this, and I wish your mother would go cop that. Right? They're words of anger. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Can we say that anymore? As names will never hurt me. And now we're getting people who just speak, ends up getting into issues where it becomes physical. Right? And that's the only time it should. If you speak, right, and then the other one's not being fair about the knowledge that you're speaking about, then things get worse. That's just a human instinct. It's like that with any communication with any animal. If it gets in that way. When an animal out here, if I don't feed them, their next instinct is physical. That's all they know is I'll come up and physically touch you. And that's what will physically do something around to you to get your attention. You see? Birds do it. Hey, babies. Yeah. And so if you get to a well where people are starting to, bad people say things about certain issues that aren't true, so someone swinging a chair around at school, they're doing a violent act. Well, yeah, but no. Did they physically hurt anyone? Only mentally, but that's all right. We all get sticks and stones. It depends on how you handle that. And you'll get into trouble too. Like I said, I'm not trying to stick up for any bullies because there is bullies out there. But there's also people who are going through things because of bullies and they snap too. And they don't deserve to be treated like a bully as they've never been one. Right? So when it comes to swinging around chairs and that, well, that's better than hitting someone. Of course, you wouldn't want to do that. They should have done words. There was probably words done before. How was that handled? Who knows? Like I said, you had to get more in details about it. But I like to talk about that mentioning swinging around chairs is a violent thing for likes or to get attention or to throw out a point to change a law is not a right thing for me. I wouldn't do it. I'll call that a cheap shot once again to bring out violence. So if you want to talk about how violent everyone is, that'll be a cheap shot. Someone was a kid at school was swinging a chair around, right? We're going to use that. People are getting violent. What we're going to do is control it. Instead of asking why that incident happened, so people know why it happened. We know about the incident, swinging around a chair, what led up to it. And usually it's the 1, 2, 3 step is why they'll be swinging the chair around. The 1 step, they'll get bullied. Someone's getting bullied there. Someone's bullying someone, or he's getting bullied. 2 step, they try to do something about it. Nothing happens. 3 step, it's still all continuing. So we hit what we're all nature in. We fight back. We step up, swing around chairs. It's not violent yet. Ignore that and say that they're bad and don't look at them the right way, you're going to get the next step. It's just human instinct. Definitely if they feel that they're in the right or feel like they're getting bullied, they're getting attacked, they're not getting listened to. Eventually you'll get the next step. Or they'll go down. You can go up in steps and backing yourself up, or you go down in steps and become weaker. And that's how you get a weak society. So hopefully there's not too many of them steps happening, because that's what the devil wants the most. Is to go the step down to the scaredness and just shut up and listen. Instead of figuring out what's actually right and what's meant to be happening. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully I haven't hurt any feelings. I just like to chuck out my opinion. I hear things sometimes that just makes me go, makes me toes grind. Right? And I just want to say my word. And maybe it even helps me get information later on if something was the wrong way. And we can discuss why I've seen it another way. Because that's how we can fix things. Is sometimes things not explained the right ways so we can see it right. that is explained a little bit like a short clip. Anyway, have a good one and see ya. Gotta go out and feed the babies, second feed now.